always get the telecommunicator number of
Okay.
933.
Hey Bayview and surrounding areas. I just want to do a quick video on the safety meeting that went on September 13th at South Shore Pavilion, run by Tony Zielinski, the Alderman. Officers Felix and Duman were also on hand. About 150 people showed up at its highest point. People were kind of in and out during the hour and 10-minute meeting. So I think because the meeting was held at South Shore Pavilion, it seemed like most of the people were from the park area, Superior, Wentworth, Delaware. And those that spoke up talked about four things in particular: car thefts, car break-ins, park safety, speeding. So one of the things that came out in the meeting about the car theft is that some luxury cars seem to be being targeted, particularly Audi. And apparently some of these new manufacturers leave, or some of these manufacturers leave a duplicate key in the glove compartment. A lot of the owners don't know this. So there's rings going around targeting those cars. Bust the window, take the key out of the glove compartment, drive away. There's an article about it on Fox 6, local Fox affiliate. Let's see here, I think I got it. I'll put the link down below. You might want to check that out. Other thing, car break-ins, plenty of break-ins going on, obviously. Park safety was discussed. One gentleman, he runs, it's second Tuesday of every month. It's kind of a park watch thing, and they're instrumental. I don't have much information on this. You may have to show up there at South Shore the second Tuesday of every month to get the information, but there's a group of people that does volunteer and keep an eye on the park and talk about safety and improvements and things like that. Speeding. So there's been a lot of speeding down Superior, and people were complaining about it, and Alderman Zielinski talked about putting what he called a speed shelf in. Now a speed shelf is not quite like a speed hump. The hump is like more humpy. The speed shelf is a little bit lower and allows for emergency vehicles to go over at a fast enough speed, and there's going to be one that's going to be installed on Clement. And if that goes well, I think one may go on Superior. So that's the plan. Panhandling. Panhandling came up. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the panhandling over by Holt, by the Pick and Save and Home Depot. Now, they've just put some signs up in that parking lot that says no loitering. So people have also been trying to panhandle in those lots aside from the entrance and exits of the freeway. I know they've been focusing more on the 4th and Beecher Street area, which there's been more activity there. And all I can tell you, Alderman Zielinski has some more information on this too. There is a lot of, there are programs dealing with these people and trying to get them, to places where they can find shelter and things like that. And there was a lot of questions about it. It's a hot topic. And Officer Felix just kind of said, if you don't want those people in your neighborhood, stop giving them money. Moving right along. Neighborhood block watch. Okay, so a guy stood up and he's had a neighborhood block watch in this area near where the park is. And another woman stood up and said, oh, I didn't know that. So that's one she can join. I was hoping to have a list of all the neighborhood block watches for this video. Don't have that together yet. You might want to call Tony Zielinski on that one. I'll put his email address below. He knows the block watch leaders and how many groups there are. That might be another video topic and how to get one of those going, because I really think that's one of the keys to keeping this area safe and improving on what's been going on. The tent village. So apparently there's some people squatting over by, like between 4th and 6th on Rosedale. It's kind of west of Clement by the river. And I didn't know, I'm by there all the time. I don't see these people, but apparently there's some people setting up tents and things there. And what I didn't know was that there are police officers dedicated to dealing with those people and to get them some supplies, or just to point them in the right direction. They know these people. And so those people are, I guess some people are just homeless. And I did drive over there this weekend. There's a guy called Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob's under the bridge serving the homeless community. So there's a local guy who runs this. He's got a truck and everything, and he supplies socks, toiletry, underwear, toilet paper to these people. So there are other people involved in, keeping those people, getting the things they need and trying to get them help and to places where there's shelter, more permanent shelter. So that's one thing I didn't know. So that came up in the meeting as well. Number 5, showing up in court. Tony Zielinski talked about the importance of having people show up in court to support the victims of a crime. The judges apparently like to see the support from the community, and I think that does help in the sentencing. So Zielinski is going to be posting more of those court dates, I believe. That's one thing you can inquire. Again, I'll leave his email below so you can give him a holler. Okay, number 6, the no chase policy. Another hot topic. I do know that there was an article in the paper regarding a change to that policy. I know that somebody stood up, and it was kind of funny because he was talking about the actual policy, and it's like 8 paragraphs long, and if a cop was actually trying to figure out how or why he should chase, by the time he got done reading it, the perpetrator would be in the next county. But there's been a lot of pressure on the city to change that policy, and I know Chief Flynn has been vocal about the pressure. There's a civilian group, a board that formed to try to get this policy changed. So you can follow that on JS Online. There's 3 or 4 articles, recent articles, that kind of follow how that's all been going. I might do a video on that. That's kind of an interesting topic. Okay, number 7, surveillance cameras. I think more cameras they're planning for more cameras to go up. I know that's kind of a popular thing. People feel more secure with that around. And number 8, this is another good one, nuisance properties. So there's another one that was eradicated recently, and I know that Tony Zielinski was saying to just continue to call the city on these bad properties, and they can be forced to move out, and the landlords can be forced to do something. So Zielinski will have more information on that. I was glad to know that there is a program, and that seems to be working to a degree. So that concludes my recap of the meeting. So I'll look for one of you guys out there to go to the meeting next time and make a video so I can stay home and watch your video. But I know I don't always get to the meetings either. Not always easy, but some good information. And if you find these helpful, let me know. I do have one other video that I planned that I want to kind of do a recap of the crime over this past summer. So until then, see you then and stay safe.